The shocking arrival at Galactic Empire believed nothing could surprise them anymore. For thousands of cycles, they ruled the stars with calm confidence. Their capital system was the heart of power, guarded by layers of fleets and ancient weapons. No enemy had reached this place in living memory. Inside the Grand Command Spire, senior officers watched quiet star maps. Blue lights moved slowly, showing peaceful trade lanes and patrol routes. Everything was normal, almost boring. Then the alarms screamed. Red light flooded the command hall. Officers froze for a short moment before rushing to their stations. A deep warning tone echoed again and again. Sensor Chief Talva leaned forward, his eyes wide. An unknown object had appeared on the main display. It was huge, dark, and far too close. "This is not possible," Talva said, his voice tight. There was no jump flash, no warp trace, nothing. The object was already inside the inner defense zone. That zone was protected by dozens of scanners and gravity traps. Nothing entered it without permission. Nothing. The Supreme Commander stepped closer to the screen. His calm face showed the first sign of fear in years. "How did it cross our borders?" he asked. No one answered. The object slowly rotated on the screen. Its shape was long and heavy, built like a moving fortress. Armor plates covered its surface like layered steel skin. This was not a trade ship. This was a warship. A young officer spoke with a shaking voice, identification coming through. Origin marked as human. The room fell silent. Humans were a small race from a distant yellow star. They were known for short lives and weak technology. The Empire had ignored them long ago. They were never seen as a threat. "Humans do not have ships like this," an admiral said. "Our records show nothing even close." The massive vessel continued its slow advance. It did not fire. It did not run. It simply moved closer, like it belonged there. Defense platforms locked their weapons. Thousands of targeting systems focused on the ship. Still, the human battleship showed no reaction. "Why are they not responding?" the Supreme Commander asked. "Send a challenge signal." The signal was sent on every known frequency. There was no reply, only silence. Minutes passed. The battleship crossed another invisible line, a line that meant instant destruction for any enemy. Officers began to whisper. Fear spread like a shadow. This was not how an attack worked. This was something else. The sensor chief swallowed hard. "Commander," he said, "there is something you must see." He enlarged the scan data. The human ship was not using shields in a normal way. Its energy field was folded inward, hidden and quiet. It was designed to avoid notice, not block fire. "They came without warning," the commander said slowly. "They came so close because they knew we would not see them." Another officer added, "Our defense system never detected them until now." The question echoed across the command hall. Who let a human battleship get this close? Outside, the great ship stopped. It floated in perfect balance near the Empire's core world, close enough to see city lights from orbit. Still no weapons fire, still no message. The Galactic Empire, ruler of 1,000,000 systems, waited in fear. For the first time, they were not in control. And somewhere inside that silent human battleship, someone was watching them too. Humans were never meant to be here either. Command halls stayed silent after the human battleship stopped. No one spoke for a long moment. Fear filled the air like thick smoke. The Supreme Commander slowly turned to the council table. "Bring me all data on humans," he ordered. "Everything we have." Holograms appeared across the room. Old reports, weak signals, forgotten records. The history of humanity was small and unimpressive. Humans came from a single world, a medium-gravity planet with unstable weather. They fought many wars among themselves. They were slow to reach the stars. They should not be here. An advisor said softly. They never joined the galactic community. Another officer added. They were classified as non-threat species, low expansion rate, limited technology. The council remembered those reports well. Humans were ignored, not feared, not respected. Then something strange appeared on the screen. A gap in the records. Human activity ended suddenly, decades ago. "Why does their data stop here?" the commander asked. The intelligence officer hesitated. That was the year they went silent. He said, "No signals, no ships, no messages." The Empire assumed humans destroyed themselves. Many young races did. It was common. "We marked them as extinct," an admiral said, "and we moved on." The room grew colder. Because extinction did not build battleships. The human ship outside was proof. Proof that the Empire made a mistake. New scans arrived. The ship was older than it looked. Its core design showed decades of upgrades, layer upon layer of improvement. They did not die, the sensor chief said. They were hiding. That idea disturbed everyone. Hiding from the Empire itself. A junior officer zoomed in on the ship's hull. Symbols were carved into the armor. Simple shapes, sharp lines, marks of identity, not decoration. They are military symbols, she said, not trademarks. The commander clenched his hands. Why would humans build a ship like this? He asked. And why bring it here? No one answered. Because the truth was forming slowly in their minds. The ship was not lost. It was not confused. It came straight to the heart of power. Another alert sounded, softer this time. The human battleship was scanning the planet below. Cities, shields, defense grids, everything. They are studying us, an admiral whispered. The Empire tried again to contact the ship. Peace signals, command codes, even apology tones. Nothing came back. Instead, a single low signal repeated. It was steady and calm, like a heartbeat. Engineers struggled to decode it. It is not a message, one said. It is a presence marker. They want us to know they are here. The commander realized. Fear changed into something worse. Understanding. Humans were never meant to reach this system, because the Empire believed they could not, because the Empire never watched them closely. Outside, the human battleship remained still, patient, silent. The Galactic Empire began to understand a terrible truth. This was not an invasion yet. This was an introduction. And introductions were always polite, right before history changed. The first mystic of fear did not stop the Galactic Empire from acting. Fear only made their decisions faster. The Supreme Commander straightened his posture. We cannot allow that ship to stay, he said. Prepare the defense fleet. Orders spread across the capital system. Massive warships moved from hidden docks. Energy cores ignited, weapons warmed. The Empire's elite fleet formed a wide arc between the planet and the human battleship. These ships were symbols of absolute power. Each one had destroyed worlds in past wars. Open a secure channel. The commander ordered. This is their final warning. A strong military signal was sent, clear and direct. You have entered restricted space. Leave immediately, or be destroyed. The human battleship did not reply. It did not move. It did not change course. Silence again. An admiral growled in anger. They are mocking us, he said. Permission to fire a warning shot. The commander hesitated for a brief second, then nodded. One shot, he said, nothing more. A single Empire cruiser powered its main cannon. Energy built like a rising sun. The weapon fired. The blast crossed space in seconds. It struck the empty space just ahead of the human ship. A clear warning, a message written in fire. The human battleship remained still. Then something changed, not outside, but inside the ship's energy profile. Sensors spiked. Alarms rang again. They activated something. The sensor chief shouted. But it is not a shield. A low vibration passed through space, invisible, silent. One Empire flagship suddenly lost power. Its lights went dark. Weapons shut down. Engines failed. What happened? An admiral shouted. The answer came too fast. Another ship drifted out of formation. Then another. No explosions. No fire. Just silence and darkness. They are disabling us, the sensor chief said in shock. With one system, the human battleship finally moved. Just a little. Enough to show control. Panic spread across the command hall. Officers shouted reports over each other. Weapons offline. Navigation failure. Command systems frozen. The commander stared at the screen. This was not brute force. This was precision. They did not destroy us, he said quietly. They chose not to. That realization hurt more than any attack. The Empire fleet pulled back in disorder. The remaining ships creating distance. None dared to fire again. Then, for the first time, a signal came from the human battleship. It was short, simple, clear. Text appeared on the main screen, translated instantly. This was your warning. The message ended there. No threats, no pride. The Galactic Empire had made its first mistake. They assumed humans were weak. Then they assumed humans would fight like everyone else. They were wrong both times, and the human battleship stayed exactly where it was. Close, silent, waiting. The human message in the command hall was quiet again. But this silence was different. It was heavy, full of shame and fear. Empire engineers worked fast to restore power. Some ships slowly came back online. Others remained dead in space. floating like broken symbols of pride. The Supreme Commander looked older now. His voice was lower when he spoke. "Open the channel," he said. "All weapons hold." Many officers turned in shock. To the human ship, he added, "We will listen." The channel opened. For a moment there was nothing. Then the human battleship spoke. The voice was calm, steady, neither loud nor proud. "This is Captain Elias Grant," the translator read, "commanding officer of the human battleship Silent Resolve." The name alone caused whispers. A battleship built to remain unseen. "We did not come to start a war." The message continued. "We came to end a lie." The council listened without breathing. "You believed humans were weak. You believed we destroyed ourselves. You stopped watching us." Images appeared on the screen. Human colonies hidden in dark systems. Shipyards built inside asteroids. Fleets moving without warp flashes. "We learned from our past," the voice said. "We learned to survive by staying quiet." The commander felt something twist inside him. The Empire ruled by being loud, by being seen. Humans ruled by being unseen. "We watched you. We studied your borders, your fleets, your habits." Another image appeared. Empire patrol routes, defense gaps, timing windows. Fear spread again, deeper than before. "You never searched for us," the human captain said, "so we let you feel safe." The message paused for a moment, long enough to hurt. "This ship crossed your defenses because they were not built to stop silence. No anger, no threat, only truth. We are here now because the galaxy is changing, and you are not ready." The Supreme Commander clenched his fists. "Why show yourselves now?" he whispered. As if answering him, the message continued. "This ship is not our fleet." The words echoed in every mind. "This is a scout, a messenger." Outside, the human battleship remained still, but Empire sensors suddenly screamed. New contacts appeared at the edge of detection. Faint, distant, controlled, too many to count. The human voice spoke one last time. "We do not want your worlds. We want balance. But understand this. If war comes, we will not warn you again." The channel closed. The Galactic Empire stared into the dark of space, knowing the truth at last. They were never alone. They were never safe. And humanity had been close for a very long time. The real FAR, the command hall, felt smaller than before. Not because of walls, but because of the truth pressing down on everyone. The Supreme Commander stood silent, his eyes fixed on the sensor screen. What he saw there changed everything. Contacts continued to appear, slowly, quietly, one after another. They were not jumping into space. They were already there, hidden beyond old sensor limits. "Count them," the commander ordered. The sensor chief shook his head. "I cannot," he said. "They are layered. Some are masked behind others." This was not a fleet moving in panic. This was formation, control, patience. The Empire's greatest strength had always been numbers. Large fleets, overwhelming force. Now they faced something worse. An enemy who arrived before being seen. Across the capital world, citizens felt something was wrong. Defense shields increased power. Emergency broadcasts began, but no attack came. The human battleship Silent Resolve remained still. Like a judge waiting for the room to quiet down, the council argued in low voices. Some demanded surrender, others demanded retaliation. But the facts were clear. Weapons had failed, defenses were mapped, confidence was gone. "They could have destroyed us already," an admiral said. "But they did not." The commander nodded slowly. "That means they want something else, outside the system." More human ships adjusted their positions, never rushing, never clustering. Each one was independent, yet perfectly aware of the others. "This is not conquest," the intelligence officer said. "This is control." The commander understood then. The Empire ruled by fear, humans ruled by choice. A final message arrived, not from the fleet, but from the Silent Resolve. "We waited until you could see us. Nothing more. No threats, no demands." The message was not meant to scare, it was meant to teach. The Galactic Empire had ruled the stars for ages, but power had changed, war had changed. Humanity did not knock twice. They arrived, they waited, and they let their enemies understand that the galaxy no longer belonged to those who shouted the loudest, but to those who learned to move in silence. A quiet new order. The days after the human arrival felt unreal. The Galactic Empire still existed, its fleet still floated in space, its cities still burned with light, but its certainty was gone. Meetings filled the command hall from cycle to cycle. Admirals argued less, strategists listened more. Every decision now carried fear. The human fleet did not move closer. It did not spread out. It simply stayed, watching. Empire scientists worked without rest, trying to understand human technology, trying to find a weakness, trying to regain control. They found none. Human ships used systems that did not overload, did not glow, did not announce themselves. They were built to last, not impress. The Supreme Commander requested another channel. This time his voice carried no command, only respect. The human reply came quickly, as if they had been waiting. "We are listening," the human captain said. The commander spoke carefully. "You have shown your power. What do you want from us?" There was no answer for several seconds. Then the human voice returned, calm as before. "We want what you already claimed to protect. Stability." Images appeared again. Border worlds under Empire rule. Planets drained of resources. Civilizations kept silent by fear. "You call it order," the human said. "We call it pressure." The words struck deeper than weapons. "We are not here to replace you. We are here to limit you." Around the capital system, human ships shifted slightly, not threatening, not retreating, just adjusting. "You will still rule, but not alone." The council understood what that meant. The age of unchecked power was over. News spread across the galaxy slowly, carefully controlled. Stories of a silent human fleet, stories of an empire forced to listen. Some worlds felt hope for the first time, others felt fear. The empire signed agreements it never imagined signing. Shared patrol zones, open monitoring, limits on expansion. Humans did not celebrate. They did not demand tribute. They simply stayed present. Time passed. Weeks turned into cycles. The human fleet began to fade from sensors, not leaving, just becoming harder to see. The silent resolve was the last to remain visible, hovering near the capital world. The Supreme Commander watched it from the observation deck. For once, he did not feel anger, only understanding. The human captain sent one final message. "We did not come to be feared. We came to be remembered." Then the ship powered down its visible systems, blending into the dark like it had always belonged there. The galaxy did not change in one day, but it changed direction. The Galactic Empire learned a lesson written without fire, without destruction. That strength did not always announce itself. That the most dangerous force was patience. And somewhere in the silent space between stars, humanity continued to watch, not as conquerors, but as guardians of a balance the galaxy never knew it needed.